Culture is not some hashtag you put on social media for other people. What culture really is who you are and what you bring. Our actions, how we respond to things, how we show up for one another. 98% of what happens on that basketball court is not involving when you shoot the ball. How great can you be at a get back? How great can you be in your protect? Multiple effort defense. If we are really great at the 98% that we are all in control of, those shots are gonna fall. That's the way basketball karma works. We are the most competitive team in the country. We are the most enthusiastic team in the country. Enthusiastic like a hunter, a killer. We're here to do a job, and we do it with energy every single time.
Hi, Coach Lindsay.
Hey, welcome.
Oh my gosh.
I brought you something, small thing. So when I first got the job, we worked with Nike to do what literally we called the Lisa Leslie throwback jersey. So we thought you needed your own version of it.
That was so kind.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I'm excited to have you here.
You know, I would have wore this for the interview if I would have known. But have a seat. Come on.
Thanks.
In your house.
Okay.
Come on and have a seat. You're the first NCAA women's head coach to become an NBA assistant coach at the Cavs. How does that happen for you, just to transition to say, hey, I'm going to go from coaching women in the NCAA and head off to the NBA?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy how it happened. When I was either an assistant coach or the head coach at Santa Barbara, I'm kind of a basketball nerd. I'm always trying to learn. And so I would reach out to someone like Gina Oriam and say, hey, can I come watch for a couple of days? Or the great Kathy Ingles, who's the coach at Boston College. One time I went up and picked her brain, and all these other head coaches. But when you become a head coach, it gets a little bit lonely because it's harder to call people. You know, it's harder when you become a competitor. How do you get better? So I started reaching out to contacts in the NBA because that's how I felt like I could learn. And so I remember going to the Clippers when Doc Rivers was the coach, and you know, they had Chris Paul, et cetera. And I went down to the Lakers when it was Phil Jackson and Kobe and the triangle offense, and made a relationship with Steve Kerr. And I had people kind of helping me open the doors and say, hey, you should go watch practice. And then someone that I know said, hey, I think you should talk to Kobe Altman. He's the GM at the Cavs. He's really progressive, thinks about things outside the box. And when we sat down, he literally said, I followed your career. I've seen what you've done. He said, LeBron's not coming back. You know, he's gone to the Lakers, and we want to build through the draft and young guys. And you have more experience with 18 to 22-year-olds than most people, and we think you could be an asset to our staff. And so off to Cleveland we went.
So how is it coaching the men?
Yep.
What is your answer to that question?
I mean, the funny thing is, like, they don't ask all these men in women's basketball, how is it coaching women? Is it okay? Is it awkward? But we get it every time. And I mean, look, I knew that kind of came with the territory that was going to get asked. And I said it was unbelievable. High-level basketball players, male or female, kind of want the same things. They want you to know what you're doing. They can sniff out a fraud very quickly. If you don't know what you're doing on that board, or you don't know basketball, they feel that. But if you do, they feel it too. They want to know that you are a good coach and can help them get where they want to go and care about them as human beings. And I felt that every single day.
Otherwise, basketball is basketball, right?
Yes, but no, it was great. It was transformational in my life in so many ways. I mean, the NBA is such a unique place. It's such a small, you know, there's only 30 teams. There's only so many coaches and players. And, you know, it's really neat to be in it. There's sometimes I was like, wow, did I really do that for a couple of years? But it's also shown, I think, the synergy that has come now in basketball in general, right? Like, I do think NBA players follow and respect women's college basketball in the W. And I think I can now call people and say, in that league, and say, hey, what do you think about this? Like, what's a good spot I can put Juju in? Like, it's basketball is synergy, you know? Like, you should be coaching at any level you want to coach in, male or female, or interviews, or whatever it is that you do. And it's pretty seamless because I think basketball is in that place where it's grown to that point.
Yes.
Do the best that you can until you know better, and then when you know better, do better, right? Let's hold each other accountable to the level we need to do it. And I would say this, right, for some of you who kind of know a little more, I could put you with 3 people who don't know what they're doing as well, and you should expect to win. Make them better.
She really does care about our players' well-being first, really trying to put that at the forefront of her coaching style.
Guards with young bigs, or those that direct them. Direct them. Here we go, 5-4, let's go.
She is a mommy, so I feel like that kind of goes into how she treats us, but she's also on us as well.
Just a player's coach in general, and I think having a leader like that we feel can just bring the best out of us and lead us. You want to play hard for her.
Great job. Every single rep should be competitive, and otherwise we can't expect to do that in the games, right? We got one on Saturday, right? So let's make sure we're as prepared and ready to go.
Work hard on 3, 1, 2, 3, work hard!
When you leave the gym, you get the chance to come back home and be a wife and a mom. Talk a little bit about that life, because I've changed hats, you're changing hats.
Yep.
What does that moment mean for you to be able to come into that role?
There's nothing that can come close to the feeling of, having a family and being able for me to do the job at the highest level and also be a mom and a wife and have a family is, it's just beyond my wildest dreams of what this could have been. And so for me to be able to integrate my kids into the job at times, or to be able to leave the job at Galen sometimes and come home and, see the kids and just do the mom stuff. For me, my mom stuff looks probably a little different than some because of the nature of my job, but it is the thing that I think allows me to be fully who I am, to be able to do both.
Your children are being impacted by those locker rooms and that diversity. Do you feel that you've learned so much maybe from your players that you even apply to your children and how you raise them?
1,000%, right?
Yeah.
My children are gonna navigate the world through a different lens than I did. I'm still their mom and all, but the same way that if I bring in a star player, right, and I wanna relate, but I've never been the best player in the country, but you have, so I can be like, hey, Lisa, can you talk to Juju about this? Or it's the same way that now my daughter, I hope she sees me and what I'm doing and that's inspiring to her, but there's a different way, that Malia Samuels can be inspiring to her. And there's a different way that little girls who look like her and seeing them, and for my son as well, like he has grown up thinking, the NBA is just as cool as women's college basketball is just as cool as the W, and hoopers are just hoopers. And so to be able to put them into this world where they live it every day, I think just enhances their childhood.
Yeah. But also in that, remember, we're still dealing with cultural differences. We're talking about players that come from all backgrounds of life to get to a college. Some have money, some don't.
Yep.
How are you able to deal with just the different cultural impacts that you have to deal with all of these young women?
Yeah. The number one thing is not just tolerating diversity, but valuing it. Like, you need on a team someone who's going to set more screens and someone who's going to shoot more jumpers and someone who's going to clap on the bench. And it's the same with the team. Like, we don't want everyone to be exactly the same. Things are better when there's different people who add things and figure it out together versus having everyone is the same. I always believed that I was an ally, and that's how I approached my job. But I'm also a white female who probably has spent most of my life in a position of privilege. When I went to the NBA, and for the first time was really an other, right? There would go 3 weeks where I wouldn't see another female. When you sit in that seat and you realize, wow, I'm different than everybody else, I think that is one of the ways in which the NBA made me even better. That now you're sitting in that seat, and I can have a little bit more of an ability to relate to someone on my team who might be the only person in their classroom that looks like they do, or the only person with the life experiences they've had. And so I just think amongst the many things that the NBA did for me and got me out of my comfort zone was allowed me to really embrace diversity in even new ways, which is a really cool byproduct of going to the NBA. But I don't believe you have a successful team on any level, in anything, whether you're in a boardroom or a team, unless you are allowing people to show up as their full selves and bring their self to the table. And I think that's how we can be great at USC, when there's different people of different backgrounds bringing themselves to what we're trying to do as a team.
Hi. Are you ready to see your teammates?
Yeah.
Who? Kennedy?
Yeah.
Juju?
Yeah.
Ryan?
Yeah.
Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Jazzy?
Yeah.
All your teammates. What do you think? You ready for game one, my man?
I'm excited.
The rise to being, one of the top programs these past 2 years has not been easy, and there's a lot to take pride in there.
Here we go. Game time on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Game time!
There's more we want to do, and there's fuel, for the fire of what's next, and I don't think it's fully been our time yet to do the bigger and better things, but it has been our time to do those things. And I'm so grateful for those memories and those achievements, and also then what it's hopefully going to lead to in the future as well.